Drugs out of the vault. Hi, Xavier.
What is this?
Oh, no! Wow, we are excited.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
I was crazy once.
Oh, fuck. The whole...
Oh. Ah!
Okay, are you ready?
Crazy, I was crazy once. Welcome back to another episode of the Brocast, episode 45. I'm your host.
Sound. No. Fuck out.
Oh, no.
Peace one.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you? That hurt.
Welcome back to another episode of the Brocast.
Brocast. This is our first video we're recording with the new ass camera.
New camera. So Xavier and I spoke to the devil recently.
The
camera devil, and we said, "Hey, is there any sort of part of our soul or our soul in total that we could give you in order to get a proper camera?" And he went, "Bah, there's something in the woods that I can muster up for you."
He was very kind to say that. Usually devil just says, "Go away."
But he saw potential in us.
He did. He really did.
Like our improv directors, they saw potential in us, and they said, "You shoot for your dreams," and the devil is helping us shoot for our dreams. So,
surprisingly,
thank you, devil. Appreciate
There's a good
you.
chance that it'll bite us in the ass because it is the devil.
Exactly. So if we die due to
thank you, devil.
Devil. All right, but the problem is that the devil said that all of our shots are just going to be slightly off center.
Slightly, and that's not that bad. I can deal with it.
I'm going to fix it.
Okay. Perfect. So in case you haven't noticed yet, our last camera and every video before this one had a lot...
Hey, last camera we see in the audience.
I don't miss you.
There.
But thank you for helping us start.
It was a starter camera, okay.
Yeah,
that
starter
one
being the key word.
That one I bought from a girl from like North Carolina or whatever because I needed a camera and it was cheap.
It was.
The cost of that camera was about the same as my portion for this camera.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's like two of those cameras put into one.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of dead pixels on the camera, and Brian thought that it was on the lens, which I blindly agreed with because I don't know anything about cameras.
Which is fair.
Yeah, and then we went to
Hunts. It's a photo
Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
We
Not
went
Hunts.
to Best Buy first.
Yes.
Because we also wanted a microphone planted on top of the camera so that it would be better audio.
Because if you remember from the last podcast, oopsies, I sent the wrong file to Xavier, and it got a little lost in translation.
Yeah, it sounded like robots being put in a blender that was also shoved into an oven that was also shoved into a giant microwave that was put underwater.
And then shat on.
By like 3 different skunks.
And one black woman from Cincinnati.
Who ate a lot of Mexican food.
Because
a lot of Mexican food.
Because she's just cool like that. And she also purchased an electric vehicle that day, so she had a lot of pent-up anxiety, and it just came out in her boob.
Couldn't hold it in. So yeah.
And to whoever that was, we thank you.
So we went to Best Buy. We got a camera microphone, and we were like, this store doesn't have very good camera options. It's very limited.
The best thing was is that we asked like one of the workers there, but we think he was just a stalker.
Yeah.
Like one of those.
S-T-A-L-K, but like S-T-O-C-K.
S-T-A-L-K?
That's how you spell stalker. Like, hey, I stalk you.
Holy sweet God!
You don't know how to spell stalker?
I spell it S-T-A-I-K-E-R.
Staker?
Well, when you say it like that, I know how it doesn't make sense.
What?
Okay, listen. So when you look at the word stalker, as long as it's not capitalized, you can't tell what's an I and what's an L.
Yes, you can. There's no reason for a capital I to be in the middle of a word.
Exactly. So that's how I always thought it was just an I.
What about L? Did you forget about L?
Of course I forgot about L. Everyone forgets about L.
That's fair. L is like the least popular. So anyway, this guy at Best Buy...
It's maybe one of the podcasts where you have to cut around a couple of times.
I cannot wait.
You gotta finally have something to do during the edit of
I know,
instead of just hitting play. Yeah. But the guy at Best Buy, I asked him, I was like, hey, I have this lens and it's having dead pixels, and by the way, if anybody knows anything about cameras, which I quickly learned about, is like it's not actually in the lens, it's actually in the camera body. So if you have a camera out there that's starting to have dead pixels or it's starting to not look right, You couldn't need a new camera.
New camera, and our lens was a little bit smudged, I guess.
Yeah.
But now it's nice and clean because the lady at Hunt's was so nice to clean it for us.
And the best part is that this camera is recording right now.
It is.
And we have our monitor, and it looks very crisp. It looks very clean.
So nice.
And keep going.
I don't know what else I was gonna say.
It's okay. No, you're good.
Man, I would kiss this camera if it was a human being, but I also wouldn't because I don't want to do that.
If
it was a dog, I would adopt it.
Our last camera needed glasses, but this baby has got 20/20 vision.
Yeah.
I hate you.
Hindsight is 20/20.
Hindsight is 20/20.
Let's try this one more time. Thank you. That hurt.
Why has all of our high fives been hurting you?
Because we're strong pussies.
I feel fucking energized.
I do too.
I
had coffee. You had a smoothie.
That was so delicious. Oh, also something
We
new.
haven't finished our Best Buy story
Oh,
yet.
okay. Best Buy. So the guy was not educated on what he wanted to do.
And that's fair.
See,
'cause
I
he
think
was just a stalker.
Thank you for trying to bring it back to everything. I appreciate it.
It's when I edit this, I'm gonna have a huge headache.
That's okay. Sometimes just gotta let it roll.
Just gotta let it roll.
Let it roll.
Let it, Dave Grohl. Anyway, so this guy at Best Buy, we were like, hey, listen, it was like 6 o'clock and or 6:30 and they close at 7. And we were like, listen, we want to try out these lenses to see what they look like on our camera. And, we just want to, get a good educated decision on what to get. And he was like, yeah, I mean, you could you could go on to the Best Buy store. They have a really good stock there. You could go on there. They have a lot of stuff there. I don't know what to do personally. I'm just
Yeah, it's not far off, actually. that was almost like yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to say he was dumb or anything because he was a very cool guy.
Yeah.
He just didn't know anything about cameras, which is reasonable because it's very complicated. And he was just being very polite about it. And he was
yes,
I can't
very
help you.
polite man. Hold on.
He was very nice. I liked him a lot. He kind of looked like the guy from My Name Is Earl, but a little bit.
I hate that description, but I love it.
It's accurate though.
Yeah. Oh, it's very accurate.
Thank you.
He was a nice guy.
Yeah.
So then something came over me, and I was like, well, they got to have a camera, like a designated camera store if Best Buy is not going to be the perfect option.
Right.
And then we looked it up, and there was like a photo video store just across the street. Go.
There's one more installment to this Best Buy story that we need to. Well, you'll realize when I'm done. So we bought the microphone that's like a shotgun mic.
Oh, this part.
Is it a shotgun mic?
Yeah, it's a shotgun bull mic, something like that.
So we
It's a Rode mic.
It's a microphone on our camera. We put it on the camera, and then we quickly realized that the jack didn't fit into the camera jack.
Yeah.
So we could either go back in and buy an adapter for it, or return it, or wait.
Yeah, exactly.
And we decided to wait.
Wait a little bit.
And then we waited a lot less than I expected to wait.
Really?
Yeah, because we were like, well, let's just wait to have it until we get a new camera. And then we got a new camera.
Because I was going to return it the next day because,
Right.
we don't need it. And then I was like, well, we might need it because we might get a new camera.
Exactly.
And then I was like, well, let's just go check out the photo and video store. Eventually they'll have something. And then the woman, who, by the way, like the people there were nice. I don't think they
Very
understood
smart,
exactly
too.
what I was trying to get at beforehand. But they quickly caught on to like what I was meaning by like some. I felt like I was like not saying the right words when I was
yeah.
I just want a camera that can autofocus and I don't have to mess with the thing. And she was like, okay. Well, that's not the camera you have. I was like, I know.
Yeah.
But like, is there anything I could do?
Like the camera that we had was a T3i Canon from like 2011, so it's a
Yeah.
little bit aged.
And
A
now
lot
we're
of
working
age.
with a Canon
S7 III,
S7 III or
something like that. I can't remember. It
S3
says
7D.
EOS 7D Mark III.
Yeah.
Mark II. I'm sorry.
Mark II. You fucking idiot.
Listen, I can't.
But
it's
I love
far
you.
away.
It's okay. I'm
I
sorry.
love you
I'm
too.
sorry to.
Yeah, that's okay.
So, anyways, the people there were super nice. They're
They
super
were.
caring, and the guy and girl, like, they knew exactly what they're talking about. So I was very thankful that they understood everything that I was saying.
And we're there.
Yeah, and eventually, like, these two Xavier's lady friend was with us, and they kind of like
She
walked
was.
away, and I was just like negotiating with the lady, and then she was like, "Well, we have this one camera," and I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
I'm interested.
We were like, I think we have to buy a new camera, Brian.
And I was like, I don't really want to buy a new camera, Xavier.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what, you're probably right. It might be a little bit ambitious to be like, we should buy a new camera.
And then I was like, well, I just bought a new car. Hey, Brian's got a new ride. No longer am I riding in my shitty S10. No longer am I riding in my grandfather's truck. I have my own sweet baby child of mine, my
That's
little lovely
very
pancake,
nice.
and god damn it, I am so happy with it.
It's a 2009
Saturn.
Saturn View.
Anyways, the camera. So I was
The
talking to a
camera.
woman about the camera, and why are you wrapped around me like this?
Because I'm engaged in the story.
I was going to say, not to me, you fuck.
Yeah, you don't see a ring on this finger, baby.
Yeah, exactly. You won't from me.
Continue.
Thank you.
I had already told Brad at this point that I was like, I'm willing to spend money on
Yeah,
a bit
you were
more
like-
money.
You were so confident, and I was like, I just bought a fucking car that cost me close to $6,000. I'm unemployed. I'm
Mhm.
running out of cash. And this motherfucker's like, I will spend enough money on this thing so we can get a nice camera. And I was
That
like,
will last us.
and I was like,
you know?
yeah, because we have this one video coming up. Don't say anything about the video.
It's a video.
We have this one video that we want, and we don't have the luxury of having this audio equipment or
Right.
the what is it, the Blue Yeti microphone or this
Yeah.
laptop or anything of the sort. So all of our audio has to strictly come from the camera, which is why we originally wanted to get the. Is that on? No. Which is why we originally wanted to get the shotgun mic so it
Right.
could record us better.
Yeah, either that or Bluetooth.
Exactly.
That
And
was very expensive.
very expensive. And so then when we got there and we were like, okay, well now it's kind of painfully obvious, at least to me, like we're going to be walking out with a camera. Well, the girl pulls out the camera that we currently have, and she was like, well, da-da-da-da, with a discount, it's about 600
I
something.
think a discount came out to like 580 something, but with tax it came out to 626.
Yeah, something like that.
83.
So
Hey man, I remember.
I know you do. I fully understand.
I have a very good affinity for remembering numbers. I don't know why, but it's kind of cool.
So, anyways,
Anyways,
I know
this
you,
story has taken us at least 10 minutes to get through.
that's fine.
It's fine.
So,
Content.
yeah, exactly. What else are we going to fucking talk about?
We have a lot to talk about.
We do? Yeah, we
Yeah.
do, baby. Fucking what am I talking about? God damn it, we got a lot. So the camera, and the lady pulled it out and she told me the price, and I said, "Can you split it 2 ways?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Ring it up." Quick, I was like, "Yeah, we're taking it." And
Yep.
Xavier was like, I had to call Xavier back. He's like, "Wait, we're doing what?" And I was like, "We're going to buy this fucking camera."
Yeah, we
Because-
played with it a little bit too, and we were like, ooh.
Because once she told me that it's not the lens, that it's the actual camera body, I was like, okay, so this camera sucks and we have to get rid of it. And my assumptions are true. And then I was like, all right, well, if Xavier's willing to go halvesies with me, then we might as well just like give in and get it.
Exactly.
So we bought all new equipment, and hopefully the audio from this doesn't screw up like it did last time.
But if it
because
does, that's okay.
that's a main reason for why we needed an audio system that was outside of this, because holy cow, our camera audio was
Awful.
but it got us through.
It did. It survived.
It got us through what we need to, but I'm very happy to have what we have now.
Me too. It's a great privilege.
Yes, I'm excited, and I don't know. It's a lot of learning. I realize, we're
Yeah.
learning like a lot. I watched a video about like the ups and downs of learning a new skill, and it has like the base knowledge, and then you hit this sort of stride where you think you know what you do, and then it's when you start getting the complications that you feel your lowest and things are screwing up, and then it just picks right up to when you're
Right.
like awesome. Well, I feel like a lot of times with a lot of different things, I normally stop when I'm at peaks. It's like Mount Stupid or something they call it. Or like peak of Mount Stupid. You like that one?
Because it's so simple, but it's so funny.
Because it's like, oh,
Where are you
oh,
from, Mount Stupid?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, and then that's when you start saying like the bunch of bullshit, like fancy words that you have, and it's like a lot of stuff. I feel like, well, we all do that at some
Yeah.
point. We all feel like we know something, but we don't really know something.
Right.
And then we're all out.
Humble yourselves.
Yes, peak of Mount Stupid, and then it's just a decline, and then like I feel like right now I've been at Mount Stupid, and then since we've been working on like the puzzle videos and the pain pong, and since now it feels like you and I have hit a stride with our editing, where our editing is getting a little bit. Oh, why is it blinking?
I think it's gonna stop soon.
I think I know what the camera just did.
I don't know what the camera
think it
just
stopped
did.
taking one video and then paused and then took another video without us
Like
having
automatically.
like automatically. Yes, I think it literally just stopped itself because now it's not blinking anymore, and I'm almost fucking certain that if we go back to it, it'll have 2 separate clips. So it just did continuous recording without us needing to go up there and manually change it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
This is why I was willing to spend money. So we could have nice things.
This is a luxury I am so happy to have right now.
I'm gonna pee myself.
Because you guys don't understand the pain of like.
Maybe they do, but
Wait, what?
maybe they understand.
Maybe you
But
understand.
maybe not.
But for us, like the pain of having to record like long sessions, and then we have to like every 15 minutes like stop the camera, start the camera, and then
Right.
it breaks like the continuity of like what we're talking about. Like
Yeah.
it just broke everything that we were just talking about.
Right, but we also blew our minds.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, I love that with such a passion.
I do too. I'm. Anyway, back to what the editing
okay, so-
conversation.
So the peak of Mount Stupid.
Peak
So
amount
when you start
stupid.
saying dumb words, well, I feel like with our editing and with how deep we're getting into it, we're going down the slope where like it's getting really difficult, and we're tackling different editing techniques, different
Yeah.
slides, different sort of ways to do things. We're getting a lot better at it.
Yeah.
You're a 10 times a lot better with like the text and like what to say and all of that stuff. I personally don't really care for that stuff.
Yeah, that's. I love and hate doing the text stuff.
Yeah, the
because it's like,
subtitles.
you have to figure out like how much of the sentence you're going to put at a time.
Yeah.
You can either do word by word or a couple chunks, and depending on what is said, that's how you kind of have to figure it out. Because like if you have like a really funny bit, like, and you write it all out,
You spoil it.
exactly. You don't want to do
That's
that.
why I hate captions on movies.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I can just read what the guy's like, this epic sentence as this guy's gonna say.
Right. You're like, I love you. Please don't leave me. Why did he say that?
Yeah, exactly. See, you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Oh, my phone.
But I also just like, like yesterday I figured out how to like track an individual object. Like, well, I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit of spoiling, but in the ping pong video.
ping pong.
Thank you. There was a couple parts where I track the actual ping pong, and at first I was like, how to track an individual. I looked it up. I was like, how to track an object, and then I thought, I was like, wait a minute, I know how to do that. I'm ready. I have to go now. I have to do it right now. I was going to forget. That has to be a lot. Like, I know exactly how to do something, and I'm like, I have to do this immediately, or I'm not going to get it. You know what I mean?
I love the difference of like edit. Like, I don't know. I've been telling like what, because there's certain like pictures that I have that you don't have, and there's certain like sound effects that I have a whole sound effects folder, like of just different songs and stuff.
I found a good website that has a lot of just royalty-free music for basically every scenario.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to off camera. We're gonna have to. Okay, we're back. Welcome back to the broadcast.
Yeah, I think that we both are adapting our own editing styles,
Yes,
to
fit whatever we need.
and want,
Yeah.
because, I mean, already the channel is, our comedy styles,
Yep.
and we
Now-
both have very similar comedy, but we also have very different comedies in some ways,
Oh yeah.
and that comes out in our editing a lot,
Yep.
which I like,
Yes. It's a different change of pace per video, like whatever
Yeah.
we're doing.
which I like,
So I strongly enjoy this. Should we zoom in
Me
the camera
too.
a little bit, or
I don't know. Do you want to?
let's see what the zoom.
All right,
did.
Minnie's voice activate. Camera zoom.
Oh wait.
Oh, things are
wait.
happening.
Oh, it's focused.
I thought it was
Wait,
like,
say it.
I thought it was actually gonna work.
Wait, just say camera zoom.
Camera zoom. Cool. God, it looks so good. Okay, so that's one thing that's always blown my mind about cameras in general is like, whenever you zoom in on like your phone or whatever, eventually it gets pretty blurry and crappy.
Yeah.
But on a camera, no matter what, it always is clean. Even if the camera is kind of garbage,
Do you
want to
Do you want to? This is our biggest test run with this camera. Do you want me to scroll? Do you want me to scroll into your face and see like how close, like how good it looks?
Maybe.
All right. All right. All right.
I'm
Xavier has ambitions.
I'm only 19 years old, by the way, but I am always constantly impressed and blown away by
Whoa.
what technology can do. Like right now, this is blowing my goddamn mind. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, this is actually pretty cool.
Like
to,
even the most simple things, like in my lady friend's car, she got a new car. It's a 2021 Nissan Sentra, and it has like Android and Apple Play or whatever. But if you open up the Google Maps on your phone and you start directions, it'll project onto the screen, and that blows my goddamn mind. I don't know why, but it's just like, you know what I mean?
It's almost better to just have the Xavier show. Bread.
Chunks.
Bread and chunks. You'll never fucking see that.
Never.
Never will you see bread and chunks.
Did we delete that?
No, I still have the file, but
Oh, okay.
the world will never see bread and chunks.
I hope for the love, and like, okay, maybe in like 5 years, if we're like, I think we need to bury the hatchet once and for all.
No. That is that's the type of box that we have hidden in our minds and in our souls that we never show until we feel absolutely vulnerable.
That's fair.
So it's like childhood trauma. Like,
Yeah.
So that video, bread and chunks, is
Terrible.
currently the
Excuse me.
the trauma of this channel that will
Yep.
never see the light of day.
It's under the same vein as Spicy Bean Truck, but the exact opposite.
Oh yeah, where we don't like it at all.
Yeah, Spicy Bean Truck was literally like
Our baby.
It was incredible.
It was like
You got it, buddy. What are you gonna say right now?
it was like our Jesus that was gone too soon. and bread and chunks was like the Hitler that just never died.
I'm keeping that in.
I support that joke.
I hope so.
The only bad thing is I say Hitler, and I'm sorry if in the future I screw over my older self. My sincerest apology.
Get over it.
I've made a severe lapse in my judgment. I sincerely apologize for that comment. If you are a Hitler, I am sorry to call you out.
I'm moving my head around a bunch because there's a box on the screen that's following me around.
And it looks cool, and you are a child.
Yeah.
See,
It's
as
like
long
the Fortnite video. I'm
Oh
just
my-
discovering everything.
this has been an enjoyable time. However, now we have to go back to work and get proper jobs again.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of yesterday, I had a job interview. I think last week.
A job interview?
A job interview.
By golly gee, a job interview.
By golly gee, that's right. I got a job interview. Last episode, I talked about I got a job interview at Guitar Center as a part-time repair tech for guitars.
Guitars.
And yesterday I
I'm
had
a
the interview
part-time
for it,
technician at a
and
theater.
I think it went really well. Like right off the bat, I was like, I'm gonna be upfront with you guys. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I have nearly no experience in repairing guitars. Like, there's a couple things I know how to do, but not a lot. And they're like, well, thank you for your honesty, first of all. And second of all, there's that's an important thing to consider because, yes, I don't know a lot, but I'm in a place where I can basically be taught exactly how they want me to be taught.
Yeah, that's the thing that I like about certain companies. That if you tell them, like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing,
Right.
they're more accepting of that because then they can train
Surprisingly.
you. Yeah, they want you to because it's easier to work with somebody that has no knowledge rather than somebody that has like a full like repertoire, and then
Right,
you have
but
to
they're
teach
very
them.
set in their ways.
Exactly.
And they're hard to break out of that.
So it's easier, especially if you go through like Guitar Center and they can
Mhm.
teach you that way. Like I feel like that's more of the proper version of how to do things.
Right. And, you know, the guy, well, I was interviewed by both the store manager and the current repair tech that's there. And I had brought my guitar in a while ago to get it repaired. And that guitar is like a family heirloom, basically. It's a very expensive guitar, but I love it so much. And it was scary to, like, leave it with somebody, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get it.
But, you know, I was talking to the guy. I was like, so I was, you know, asking him about his job. I was like, what do you do? Like, what has your experience been like? That sort of thing. And then a little while later, I had emailed him. I was like, I want to try and pursue an internship in this sort of career. So I was asking, I was like, you know, what was your experience like? Have you ever had an apprentice? Would you ever have an apprentice? I wasn't like trying to ask him to take me on as an apprentice.
Yeah, I understand
Like,
what you're saying.
because that's a very big thing to ask someone. It's like, take me as an apprentice. I was more like, do you think that you would be able to do that?
Yeah.
Just because it's like, nice to know that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But he was saying, it was like, I started off exactly how you did. I'm talking as the guy right now. He said, I started off exactly like you did. I didn't know a whole lot, but
By the way, this is a symbol for mustache.
yes, I think one of them is mother, one of them is grandmother, right?
Oh, really?
From a couple podcasts ago.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You are the man at the Guitar Center with the mustache. Go.
Yes. So he was saying, I saw a lot of me in you because I started off the same way. Like I didn't have any experience, but, I had a passion for it and I wanted to learn it. So I went up to someone. Ah, damn it.
No. Back to the old man.
Back to the old man. He wasn't old. He's like
Back
in
to the
his
crippled
late
dentured man.
20s. He was saying like I didn't have a lot of experience.
Cut that.
He didn't have a lot of experience, and he really wanted to do it. And so someone was nice enough to take him on as an apprentice, and now he has the
Luxury of
being so smart and talented in his job.
and enjoying it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
If I get the job.
I'm giving signs to my pitcher. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Curve. Inside. Up.
Woo!
Thank you guys so much for watching the Brocast. This has been.
Hi, Brian.
Hi.
Anyway.
It's funny when you do that stuff, and I'm just like the complete opposite. Like, hello.
Hey,
I'm Lyle. So I got a new car.
You got a new car?
I got a new car. On the outside, we're doing very well. Like
In terms of the podcast?
we got a new camera.
In terms of
I got a new car. You're getting a new job.
hopefully.
On the inside, I'm withering away.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
Should we talk about anxiety?
I hate anxiety.
I do too, but should I like confess like my anxiety to those who care to listen to this whenever
Do you want to?
people care to talk to or listen?
Do you want to?
I don't know, because something makes me feel like in the future of whatever our lives are, hold on. In the future, maybe someone can see this and be like, God dang, like that's understanding. Like, I don't know. I like to use these types of videos as like a sort of backlog of us during this time. So maybe when growing up and being older, like in a couple of years, we can look back and be like, God, we're so stupid. Why the fuck did we say that? Probably like the Hitler joke that I made.
But this is literally like a documentation of our lives right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so
you're not getting every last bit, obviously,
no,
but you
there's
are
some
getting a pretty
stupid
good
things,
idea.
Yeah.
Like, for one thing, to start this conversation off, I have not been sleeping great recently. I've been going to bed very late most nights for the past like almost week.
Yeah.
Because of mostly because of working for this.
Yeah, exactly.
know?
There's been, if you're up and coming and you want it, it hits you in the face pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like I was going in knowing like full well like this is gonna be a pain in the ass.
It is. But it's also very fun.
Yeah, but like I've been saying, I'm the brains, he's the optimism.
I have a little bit of brain.
Yeah, you're
like this much.
picking up everything that's going on, but when it comes to like the optimism, like you're very much so the one that is like keeping it going and pushing it up. Like I had a YouTube channel for a while called Brian Wakem Vlogs, and go back there. Hopefully when I'm older I'll take away the dumb videos that I made as like a fucking 13-year-old kid. But I never really worried about those videos because anytime I posted something, people would always like watch it. Like in my 8th grade class, they'd always watch it and they'd be like, dude, that was so funny. Like, oh my God, I love that. And it was always like such a confidence boost. But the hardest thing that it's been is posting videos and having nobody watch them.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does.
It's personally horrible. I absolutely hate like going through this. I know we have to go through this in order to see the brighter side of everything else, but it really sucks. And there's some nights where I just lay awake like wanting to rethink everything, go back to the factory and not ever talk about like me trying this again.
Right.
But then in a few months being like, oh, I should definitely go back into it, like I could definitely do it. And then like I'm in the middle of it and it starts getting really hard. Like that the peak of Mount Stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I get there a lot with everything where it's like cool, it's new and inviting, and then once I start going down and I start learning something, I really just want to back out because it doesn't feel worth it anymore. Especially when nobody's watching, nobody cares. My parents are not necessarily the fondest of me and my choices to do this because it's very much so a younger generation sort of out view of life where it's like I want to live and I want to live to be happy.
Right.
So I'm going to choose to live and be happy rather than work a 9 to 5 and want to die because that's not. I know everyone complains about that types of stuff. However, I'm not the type of person that can easily complain about something for a long period of time and then not do anything about it because I feel like after that point it just becomes egregious BS that you can't really deal with and
Mm-hmm.
I don't fully enjoy living my life like, God, I really wish I did this or anything like that. But now that I'm in the thick of it and Xavier and I are really trying hard to make the videos good and really attempting like to do everything, it's fucking hard.
It is. I'm not
It's-
going to let you quit.
I know. It sucks sometimes. Like the other night I had to call him and just talk to him about how when we do the Twitch streams and nobody watches, it makes me very upset. Like
Yeah.
I've told this to countless therapists. I've told this to countless people about how I have no anxiety or little to no anxiety when I'm performing in front of hundreds of people. When I'm performing in front of hundreds of people, I know like, okay, I'm on my A game. I know people are watching,
Right.
and I feel personally satisfied that people are watching and that I can be me.
Right.
But when nobody is watching, I feel like the anxiety just comes running
Right.
through me of like, I'm not funny enough. I'm not entertaining enough. I'm not retaining the attention enough. I'm not doing what I need to in order to satisfy you, the audience. And then
Mm-hmm.
I go from one end of the spectrum to the complete other end. And I know you've seen it while recording of me being like, this fucking sucks to like, what's up, guy? Da, 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 and like get that like zany like motion and that entertainment and that like in your face like yeah or sometimes I get very upset and I start cussing and I start getting like angry because I think it'll benefit the video, but it doesn't. It's such a 180 flip that only I truly understand because I'm the only one like in my brain, and it sucks. And I'm sorry.
But the thing about doing the Twitch streams and doing the videos is that it's really hard to draw people in if we don't get like recommended, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that too.
Like at some point, you know, I think if we're more consistent, well, we are very consistent with our videos, but the longer we do it, the more likely we will be to be recommended, I guess,
Yeah.
because we'll have more of a, like a, you know,
Repertoire.
yeah, that one.
There you go.
I don't know what I was trying to say.
Just think of James Acaster and when you think of it.
Yeah. Good comedy show. Watch it on Netflix. James Acaster Repertoire.
Is he paying us? No. Move
Nope.
on.
That's okay. We don't need pay. Where was I? Oh yeah, it's very hard to draw people in because they have to click on it, sit and watch, and then decide to stay or leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing to do because you know we've made a lot of different posts about like go check it out, and we're
watch us. And
Yeah.
then max we get like 4 people. I think at one point we had 6, but then like 2 of them was like Xavier and his brother like
Right.
sitting right here, and my best friend who just sits on his couch.
Yeah.
And watches from time to time. So it was just,
it's very strange.
and like it's good because like yeah we see the number, but at the same time I just feel like shit because we go through all this effort and nobody like wants to watch it. But
Right.
the only thing that really keeps us going, it might be different for you if you're an up and coming creator, it might not be, I'm not too sure, but the only thing that really helps Xavier and I is like in the future when we look back on this, we will be so proud of the people that we are for sticking through and making
Right.
sure that we worry about each edit. And when people find our later videos and they're like, how funny were they in the beginning? Because I do that with a lot of channels. where
Yeah.
I'm like, how funny were they in the beginning? And if
Like
they
how
go,
different are they?
yeah, and if they go back to the beginning and they see like even the first leap, which is the video, because this entire channel was just supposed to be me. I'm being dead honest with you. I wasn't expecting Xavier in it at all. And then we filmed one video together and I was like, oh shit.
Now we have to.
Yeah, I was like, there's no possible way for us to, or for me to just ride this thing solo, and I need Xavier around to keep me honest. And here we are.
And here we are.
But the anxiety of like getting into it, like I've had performance anxiety or like panic attacks on stage in front of a huge audience, not a huge audience, but like
an audience
and a bigger audience, more than 100 people, doing a performance. Xavier was actually on stage with me. Wait, when I had that panic attack, have I asked you if you ever noticed that I was
I don't know what you're talking about.
Guys and Dolls? The first night of Guys and Dolls, I played Nathan Detroit. And
Lead role.
Yeah, lead role. And it was the first time I was on stage. Like, I knew all my lines. Like, I was, the week leading up to it, I learned everything, and I was flawless. I'm dead serious, because I was set on
I
quitting.
believe it.
I was set on quitting from, like, the moment I got the part to even opening night. I was like, I'm done. I want to quit. And the director was just a little pain in my ass. I was like, no, you're going to stay in. And I was like, please. She was really sweet. I love her. But no, the first night that we ever did Guys and Dolls, I came on stage, and it was after Lieutenant Brannigan, or I'm talking to Lieutenant Brannigan, and I go to speak, and I start stuttering, and I see you and the other actor that was with us. For the sake of this, we'll call him John.
I was hoping you'd go there. Oh my God! And there's a fart.
I farted. For the sake of this, we'll call him John. When you two were on there and you were looking at me, I was just starstruck, and I knew I like said a couple, like I was stuttering, and then I had a huge panic attack, but nobody ever noticed it. And
I definitely didn't notice it.
Yeah, which is crazy, because I know for a fact, like the lights were beaming down on me. My heart
They were so hot, first of all. They're so hot.
Yeah, the lights were beaming down on me. I was pouring buckets, and it was my first like 10 seconds maybe on stage. I was just looking at the audience, and I couldn't say a word. I couldn't think of anything. My mind was blank. It was the first time I've ever truly had like, what is that called?
Panic attack?
No, not panic attack, but like most people get it like when there's I'm stage fright.
Yes.
Yeah, it sparked on a huge thing with me of hating being on stage, being terrified of going on it. Anytime we did a new show, I was scared of doing it ever again, and it caused me to stop acting, because it was such a weird thing to suddenly be like the center of attention and have everyone watch me. And it was weird, but once I got over it, like, it was just, okay, this is just a new show. Like, we're good. Like, we can get into it.
Yeah, I got that pretty much every time I performed anything ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, man, this first time it's going to be really hard. And I get out there, I'm like, hey, and then it's all fine.
Yeah, exactly.
You
It's that leap for a lifetime of glory or something like that.
And whenever I get anxiety about peeing on stage in some way, peeing on stage.
Welcome to our comedy show where we piss on stage.
Hell yeah. Being on stage, I never get anxious until about like 10 minutes before I get out there. It's like I'm like, all right, I'm ready to do this, and then I'm like, oh, I have to do this. And then I get out there, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? So it's a very complicated stage of emotions.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Doing shows, and I would like to get back into shows, but at the same time, there's some things that
I don't miss.
Yeah, I know I have to get back to work, and I know, like, yeah, cool, and we're going to have to work, like, a couple days a week because this thing takes up so much of our time. Yeah. With good reason. I'm happy that it takes up as much time as it does, because the videos that we're putting out are better.
Yeah. Like, people will say, like, you were telling me, like, people say, like, don't give in all your energy at the beginning because it's not worth it. Like, yes, it is.
Yeah, to us, the beginning is worth it. The beginning is the foundation. If you don't have, like, a sturdy foundation, people are going to come back, and they're going to be like, well, I mean, yeah, we're happy you got better, but you're just posting like
garbage
5-minute Minecraft clips just to get clicks, and now that you have an audience, suddenly you want to do a comedy show and a podcast. And
right.
It's different. Like, yeah, sure, you have our attention. Our goal is to be as honest as us as we're typical Maine boys. Like,
we're also performers.
Exactly. Who and this podcast is kind of like always a look into who we actually are.
Yeah.
And it feels nice to have something where we can be honest and open.
And talk.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in every performance that any performer of any kind or artist, like whether it's like painting or performing a song or a play or whatever, you should always give a little piece of yourself so it's more genuine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that, yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's very important because it makes it better.
But also take time for yourself.
Yeah. Don't overstretch yourself but also stretch yourself a little bit.
Yes, exactly. There's a give and take, and you don't understand it until you do it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, like until you're in the thick of it and you're like, okay, like I always have set days where I'm like, all right, I need to be alone. I need to work on videos. I need to take the whole day. And yeah, you get the hang of it after a while.
Yeah.
But it sucks. Like, kind of think of it. Our director always told me, because I worked with her a lot longer than he did.
A lot longer.
She always told me that, like, no matter where you stand, like, all eyes, like, there's going to be a set of eyes on you. And that was always a calm feeling.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what I do, somebody's going to see the stupid joke, or if I come on stage and if I do a certain gesture in another scene and it's funny, then when I do a certain scene again, like that one person's going to think that it's hilarious.
Right.
And they're like, we're going to have that sort of connection. And it's a bit harder because in this platform, we don't have that.
No, we just have,
Us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, the only people who are here are us.
Yeah.
And it's a little difficult.
It is, but it's still fun.
Yeah, I still have a lot of fun.
That's the worst part. It's fun.
Yeah,
so we don't.
it's
I
addicting.
don't want to stop.
It's addicting.
It is. It
doing
really is.
doing this, doing what we do. It's so addicting. Like, we have our schedules, and trying to tell my parents that when I go back to work, I never want a Monday or Tuesday, or I never want to work like a regular job on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. They're like, what are you talking about? And you want Sundays off? That's not smart at all. And I have to sit there and I'm like, you don't understand the amount of pure joy that I receive doing this with you. Like, sitting down, sure, we're just doing a podcast, but then we have videos afterwards. And Friday we have the big video.
I'm so excited.
And I'm so excited to have the big video. I'm so excited we got a new camera. And it's like a drug that I need. And then when we don't do it for a little while, you can probably tell, like, when I start dragging down.
Yeah.
Monday and Tuesday are my drag down days, because it's like I feel sucked out. I feel like, because we're more normally during the weekend, it's just editing and trying to get shit prepared, and it's tough. Like, a lot of this stuff is really fucking tough.
But it's so worth it to be at the end to be like, you can watch it over and be like, I remember that, I remember that, I remember that.
I sometimes don't rewatch our videos afterwards.
Yeah, me too. But sometimes I do.
Sometimes it's like, I have a funny edit, or like, I'm so happy with that. But once it's posted, I'm like, let the world see it. I've already seen it 100 times.
At least.
Like, I cut out like whatever we need to, and then we're good.
Right. Like, last night, I edited 10 minutes of video, and it took me like 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Fucking try to explain that. Hold on. Fucking try to explain that to your truck driving dad and your, for the sake of this, we're just gonna say CNA working mom, and try to explain to them that you put in fucking 5, or I put in like 8 hours of work to edit 2 hours, 3 hours of content, and you are left with an easy like 11 minutes to actually show for it.
Right.
All the pain, all the figuring it out, all the mental toll that it takes on you.
Spit on the mic. Thanks.
To try and figure it out. Trying to explain it to a person who's not within the field. It is so hard.
Yeah.
It hurts sometimes to like have to say like, yeah, I understand I'm putting this work, and they're like, but who's going to be watching it? It's like, okay, hopefully people like with time. Well, you're putting all this effort, you're not getting paid, and you don't have a regular job, and you're still going to keep trying with it.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of the anxiety comes from that, just having to tell people like, yeah, I know on the outside to you it seems so stupid, and it seems like something that should not be done, but we have to do it. Like, we're going to do this, and if you as a creator can get over that anxiety as quick as possible and just understand, maybe don't do what we did and just quit your jobs and take a month off to do this. Unless
you can afford it.
Unless you can afford it, and unless you truly believe in yourself.
Exactly.
I don't think either of us would have done this unless we truly believed that we could do it.
Absolutely.
And
like,
now,
I was so excited, and I still am excited.
Exactly. If you... I was talking to a young kid that I've known for many years, whatever. He lives on my street or something, and I always like bump into him. I told him, do something that makes a lot of money, but if you realize that it's not for you, you don't enjoy yourself, and you can have fun elsewhere, but it doesn't make a lot of money. If it doesn't make a lot of money, but you know in your heart and soul that it's there. Like I've always been yelled at for thinking with my heart rather than my head. If you know in your heart that it is something that you could do, fucking do it.
Absolutely.
Jump at it.
Yep.
Just if you believe and if you are willing to put the time in, and there's going to be 100 different moments when you want to quit.
At least.
Have a person like him who can, that fucking guy, who can just talk you into like, no. Sometimes you just say no, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'm gonna continue editing this. Like for the shit puzzle video, the bad puzzle, or chaotic puzzle building with the boys, I had this completely different idea where I was gonna put them in separate categories, like different clips in different categories, and then Xavier and I were gonna do like a game show where he was gonna pick different ideas that he wanted, and he was like, Brian, that's stupid, and I went, fuck.
I don't think I said that was stupid.
No, you were like, it's bad. Just continue editing it the way normally, and if it looks good afterwards, then we're good. And then I did that, and then it looked phenomenal. And I'm happy with where we are.
Me too.
So
far.
Yeah, if you can just get over, there's going to be a lot of shit trying to explain to other people, and it's not bad until you do it yourself.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough to not have to explain it to anybody really. Yeah. But I'm sure I will at some point, and that's going to be really fun, I think.
Especially when you don't make money from it.
Yeah,
and everyone's
that's the
like,
best part.
But that's not worth it. And it's like,
yes, it is.
It is, though. Well, not really. Like,
you shut your mouth.
You could have been doing this, but you're doing this. You know what you should have done? You should have done on the side. On the days that you weren't working, you should have been working 12 hours at a shit job that you don't like for 4 days a week, and then spend the other 3 days writing, videoing, and editing the content that you want to make, and then having proper thumbnails and different ideas, and collabing with other people. You should have been doing that on the 3 days that you had off, and then you have to go back to your 12-hour day job.
I'm so bad at making thumbnails.
Yeah, you're rough.
I'll
be honest, you're rough.
I just don't understand.
There's a science to it that I really enjoy.
I don't get it.
Really?
Yeah.
So I guess I'm gonna be the thumbnail man.
Yeah, that's okay though.
Yeah, sometimes.
Get over it. I don't know why I just decided to say that, but
it's okay. But yeah, there's a lot of anxiety with being an up and coming creator, or not up and coming, but
a creator
and trying. Like when there's nobody watching, I know we might look back on it and be so happy with having nobody watching, and that's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to be able to post something that you're not 100% with, or you don't have the anxiety of like, I look stupid now, I look like a fucking idiot, like everyone's gonna be judging me, and I hate that. It's good to not have that because, I don't know, no one really watches.
Right.
But
we haven't got, the day we get a hate comment, that'll be a good day.
Yeah. Well, we got
Honestly.
that weird one that was like, it was that, took you to like we looked it up, and it was that website that where you could buy.
You could buy views, subscribers.
Why?
Like clicks and stuff.
That's like a surefire way to get in trouble later on.
Yeah.
Where people are like, yeah, you bought subscribers or you bought likes. It's like, what the fuck?
I don't wanna do that.
We're two boys from Maine. Why try any of that stuff?
Yeah, why? That's, I don't know. I think it's...
In future Xavier and
whatever.
Brian, if you try any shady shit...
I'm going to punch you in the eyeball.
Exactly. Life is meant to be not shitty, so don't be mean.
Life is, well, I guess it is kind of pay to win, but
not for us.
Not for us.
We're good, wholesome boys. Brian, I'm looking at you.
This is not an EA game.
Don't... Right out of left field. I love that one.
All right.
All right, well...
I just blew snot out of my nose.
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching this episode of the Brocast. Thank you so much for sticking with us and for watching. I know I've said a lot of times that there's nobody watching.
Thank you to us for sticking with it.
Exactly. We're in this together. If you're a new subscriber, if you've been around for a while, if you're watching this like a year or so after it's posted,
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Tell your friends.
Post the year that you watched this.
Yeah.
Just for a little gag.
2053.
Exactly. We will
good year.
Keep trying as long as our hearts are still pumping.
Exactly.
So,
drink water.
Drink lots of water. Hug a loved one.
Get some good rest.
Enjoy your time here on Mother Earth.
Don't eat dirt.
And from that, we are the Funny Boys.
Woo! Woo!
Have a good one.
Take it away, Bo.
Bo, take it away.
Okay, I gotta take out the trash.
No.
What? You don't want
Do
to?
you need help?
Yes, I need help.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
How many bags you got?
I don't know. I haven't found it out
All right,
yet.
let's just take it out.
Yeah.